Hello and good morning. Welcome back to part two of my adoption story. So, the first 4 months of my life, I have no idea where I was. I don't know if I was in foster care. I don't know if I was like in a group home or a facility. I don't know where I was. Like, I have no information on that whatsoever. But I was somewhere. I was somewhere because somebody named me. They gave me a name. So the story goes, this is what my mom told me, is that her and dad and my older sister, who was also adopted, we're not biological, we're all at home, and the social worker called and my mom answered. And they had originally put in for a boy because they already had a girl, so they wanted a boy. But the social worker called my mom and, was like, I know you put in for a little boy, but we have a little girl here that, needs a home. Are you interested? And my dad was sitting there apparently on the couch. And without even asking my dad, my mom says, when do we come pick her up? And I guess the social worker, give her a time, and she hung up the phone. My dad's like, who was that? And my mom's like, we're going to pick up our new daughter. We're going to pick her up. And apparently he's like, what? And but it was okay. He was okay with it. He was ecstatic, because they were getting another child. My parents could not have children of their own. So the fact that they were blessed with being able to adopt two of us, they were happy. So I'm not sure if it was that very day that they picked me up, but it was my mom and dad and my older sister went to the social services office. That's where they had me, I guess. I think it was Warren County or Washington. Maybe it was Washington County. I can't remember which one. Social services. And they picked me up, and I came with nothing. I came with what I was wearing, which I remember Mom telling me it was just like an old, like dirty, kind of like a nightgown type thing. It was stained or whatever. I do remember that, her telling me that, but I came with nothing. I had no letter from foster parents. I had no letter from wherever I was. There was nothing that came with me. They had no information on me other than I was 4 months old, my birthday, and the name that I was given. And I was actually introduced to it. My parents initially were going to call me, I believe it was Kimberly Michelle or something like that. But when the social worker brought me in and introduced me, Mr. and Mrs., this is Christy, they immediately fell in love with the name and they kept it. So whoever named me, I still have the same name. So mom and dad kept it. But yeah, my older sister, her foster parents, they sent her with clothes. They sent her with a letter of, what she likes to eat, what she, when she eats. A whole lot of just really helpful information for mom and dad. So it's just funny how, I guess in different settings, you know what I mean? You get different things. Like she came with a bunch of information and I came with nothing, but that's just how it goes. So on the way home, they, of course, my parents and my sister had to, stop at a store. They had to get me bottles. They had to get me formula. They had to get me clothes and diapers and all the things, that you need when you have a baby. But I remember while they were at the store, I can't remember who it was that was the first person to see me. I remember Mom telling me who it was, but I can't remember who she said it was. But she was in the car, and Dad was in getting everything that they needed for me. But yeah, she just was telling me how proud she was, and just couldn't wait to show me off to everybody. She was excited. So that always made me feel, pretty awesome, But the one thing, even my sister told me this too, is that all the way home from the social services offices, I screamed my head off. Like I cried the whole way. So, but I guess I was teething or something at the time, and I wasn't feeling well, so I guess that would be why I just didn't feel good. I just remember Mom telling me, the day they brought me home, everybody and anybody was coming over and to see their new baby. And she's like, I was just so proud, and I was showing you off, and everybody just loved you. You were such a beautiful baby. And then she's like, I don't know what happened. That's just the way my mom tells the story, and it's funny is because I say the same things to my kids sometimes, and I have a lot of momisms, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's part 2 of my story. Follow along for part 3. Have a good day.